know spring is finally here and the weather's starting rapidly to cooperate. Well, a lot of us are thinking about their options when it comes to our homes.
And whether it's moving or maybe even refinancing, there's a lot to know and to think about before you move forward.
That's right. We've got a money expert here with us today to make some sense out of some smart moves we can make. Jerri Schmidt of Option 1 Credit Union is here, and today we're talking about refinancing our homes.
A big move.
A big move. And like we said, some of the things that we look at are making sure that you do your homework ahead of time. Do a lot of the research and understand what you're really looking at, because it's not just the mortgage payment, it's always the utilities, the insurance, the property taxes, the maintenance on that home that are all factored into what you can afford. And then next to that, you want to make sure that when you're looking for a mortgage, you go with a reputable lender, somebody that's local in the area, really understands the market. But it's springtime, and you know, there's a lot of affordable houses out there, and mortgage rates are still historically low, so it's a good time right now to consider what the options are, to take a look. So
okay, and we did have some tips on the screen there. We're going to go through a few more too. What is one of the reasons that people would want to refinance?
Oh, there's a variety of reasons. One of them could be that they're looking to get themselves in a better cash position. They're looking at lowering their rates per month, or they might be in they have different types of mortgages. They might be in an adjustable rate mortgage, and they're looking to move to a fixed rate mortgage, which would help them understand and balance that mortgage payment every month. And then they're also looking at shortening the term or extending the term. So you have 15-year, 20-year, 30-year, and sometimes people realize if they go from a 30-year and drop it down to a 15, even though they'll pay more per month, they'll save thousands of dollars over the life of the loan.
Right, so, because you're shortening that time of payoff from 30 years to 15, so you have 15 years ideally with no house payment.
Absolutely,
or
yes.
at least 15 years shorter. Yeah. So when you're talking to people, you know, the wonderful thing I love about Option 1 and the credit union option is that you actually have people who are invested in being our partners and making our financial decisions. That's a smart starting point with our home, which is the biggest investment we ever make.
Oh, that's true. And as we talked about with the home values out there now, we do see folks that are upside down or underwater. Unfortunately, they owe more than what their homes are worth now. So there are programs. The federal government has extended some programs, and we do have some information, of course, at the Mortgage Department and Option 1 Credit Union for folks like that. So moving forward too, with folks that are just in the first-time home buyers market or looking at buying a home right now, some of the things they want to think about as well with a pre-approval letter. Sometimes we think of pre-qualification and that's going to be good enough to go, but a pre-approval letter will get you more of the serious factors in there, your credit score and the things that support that documentation that show that you're a valid buyer out there in the marketplace. So.
And you do have to be careful with some of these, because it's totally possible you would be approved maybe more money in a loan than you should necessarily take.
Oh, yeah, and that does happen from time to time. So again, it's doing your homework, understanding where you want to be with your position, and then trusting that relationship you have with your lender. And always a local lender in today's market is a huge factor, because they know the market, they know what's going on, they know some of the factors that can get you some of the best deals out there.
And the important thing too about making sure that you're with someone who understands local, state, and federal laws when it comes to the implications of making this huge purchase decision.
Oh, absolutely. Like at Option 1, we've been in the business for 75 years. That speaks a lot to the knowledge, the experience, you know, and the information that we can share with people. And a lot of times when people come in, we'll sit down with them first and talk with them. You know, what are your plans? What are you looking at? Before we move forward with the actual application process. So we know that what they're looking for and what we're going to provide for them, because there's a variety of programs out there, something to fit pretty much everybody. We want to make sure that it's in their best interest, because that's the key ingredient here. So.
Okay. And just to go back to that last slide briefly, you did have at the bottom there to watch your credit score. How can this impact the type of loan that you get or are eligible for?
And that's a good question, because sometimes you don't think about it, but when you're at the store and you're shopping and they say, you know, would you like to open up a credit card today and save 10%? Whenever that happens, it takes a ding on your credit score. So if you're in the home buying process and you've been pre-approved, know that things like that, or extending some balances on your credit card, will have an impact out there on your credit score. And all of a sudden, when you've been pre-qualified or been pre-approved, that may change the factor out there. So you keep an eye on what's going on with your credit score.
Well, so many interesting issues, so many wonderful considerations for a home buyer, maybe a home refinancing candidate to consider. Option One is such a great resource, such a great partner in our financial health. Where are you located? All across West Michigan?
We're located all across West Michigan. We have 6 branches in the metro Grand Rapids area, and then 3, of course, in the Lansing market. So we're out throughout West Michigan.
We're accessible.
Yeah, absolutely. We can also reach out to you online as well. Jerri,
absolutely.
Thank you so much for being our partner here on 8 West and helping our viewers make sense of sometimes these, tricky financial times.
Absolutely, and we enjoy being here. And as I said, with the 75 years of experience, it's important that we share that experience and people know that they have options with the credit union, and especially Option One.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.